Newsweek just reached out to me because they want to ask me, how do I avoid plastic so much? Because it can seem really, really impossible. So I wanted to share my response that I'm sending back to them. So officially their question is, plastic is so hard to avoid. Can you tell me what you have disposed of or limited in your life? Avoiding plastic entirely is impossible. But what is important is limiting the biggest exposures, right? And that's what I'm here talking about. There's small plastic exposures like my plastic garbage bags and I can't easily find a replacement for that, right? But it's not putting a ton of microplastics into my body. However, plastic water bottles do. I eliminated the biggest exposures first. And what I've also found is that those things also save me money and they also help the planet. So here are some of the biggest things that I eliminated or have just easily switched out to live an anti-plastic lifestyle. Yeah, so I'm not going to number these, but yeah, so number one, I filter my own drinking water. Right? And I always just have like a stainless steel or glass cup. I don't have anything single serve. Sometimes I'm really forced to when I travel, but yeah, anything that is single serve or like convenience, that means plastic and that means processing. Yeah, I open a window every single time I go into a room. There's always ample ventilation. I do also have air filters in every major room in my home. Also, every time I buy a new item of clothing, I never buy plastic. Instead, I always just buy something that's like cotton or linen or wool, like natural fabrics as much as I can. I just got this at Bloomingdale's. It's cotton. It was $11, by the way. Yeah, number one thing though is I eat as fresh and unprocessed as I possibly can because processed food is by far your number one source of microplastics. There have been a few dietary intervention studies that have found that. I try and buy at the farmer's market when I can, and if I can't do that, I try and get something that is grown locally. Fresh and local is the best you can possibly do. And many times it is far cheaper. Never drink hot liquids out of a paper cup. Like that's a big one. And I should do a whole video on it, but I don't rub lots of lotions on my body. Right. And so there's different ways. So like, for example, sunscreen, I'm not slathering myself in sunscreen all the time. Okay. Instead, I either cover up good sun protective clothing, a hat, or I just get out of the sun. I do use a non-toxic body oil instead of these emulsified, super processed lotions. Okay. I never drink anything out of an aluminum beverage can. I never will ever again. Like that's just not going to happen.